Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel they call 67 Hail Hail. My name is Hamish. We're going to take a little break from all the Eddie Howe chat and a wee bit of behind the scenes kind of knowledge. I'm actually recording this very video quite a bit ahead of time, so fingers crossed everything is still going well on the Howe front. But I got a message in from a fella called Sean Hegarty. He commented in one of the videos I think I did last week, and Sean asked me to do a video taking a look at the new proposed Swiss league system that is being used in the Champions League, or is set to be used in the Champions League from 2024. Sean wanted me to explain what it is and how Celtic will be affected by it. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at the Swiss system and explain how Celtic will be affected by it. By the way, if there are any other topics that you can't quite get your head around that obviously have something to do with Celtic, even vaguely, and you want me to tackle them in a video, then I'm always looking for suggestions. The worst that can happen is that I slag you off on one of my videos for having a terrible idea. No, I'm joking. Give me the ideas if you have any. More than happy to take them on board. Big thanks to Sean for getting in touch. Sean's subscribed to the channel, I'm sure. Why are you not? If you're watching this, you've not yet subscribed, now's your time to do it. So what is the new Swiss system and what does it mean for the Champions League? Well, from 2024, the Champions League will become a completely new thing. It will still be called the Champions League, but basically the guts of the Champions League are being ripped out and they're being replaced by other guts, I suppose. If the current guts are 8 groups of 4 teams, equaling 32 teams in a group stage, then the new system will see one mega league featuring 36 teams. But if you've got the thought of every team having to play every other team once, 35 games for each team, very minimum, 70 if they play each other twice, then get that thought out of your head, because the new Swiss system is here to save the day. And unlike its compatriot Albion Ayeti, this system is actually going to put a shift in. Now, quite simply, the Swiss system means that rather than having to play every other team in your league, you play a varied selection of teams. So you play the top teams, the middle ranking teams, and then the lesser teams, the, dare I say it, Celtics of the Champions League world. So rather than having to play Manchester City, Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona, Real Madrid and Liverpool, you'd probably play one, maybe even 2 of those teams. You'd then maybe play a Juventus, bad example. You'd then maybe play an Ajax, a Zenit St. Petersburg, a Salzburg, a Shakhtar Donetsk, a Ferencváros. You get the picture. You would play some top teams, some middle ranking teams and some lesser teams. So 36 teams, 10 matches played per team, all against different opponents as well. That's something that's quite enticing to broadcasters and probably football fans. You're not going to see any repeated matchups like you see in the current group stage where each team plays each other twice. This will be 10 matches per team, all against different opponents. So all of these results get fired into a giant 36-team league table, and this is a bit I find quite exciting because Celtic would be part of a genuine league with the aforementioned top teams in Europe, your Bayern Munich, Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Liverpool, you name it. You know, we'd be in that league, which is pretty exciting, I think, even if we're more likely to be competing with the Ferencvároses and Dinamo Zagrebs and Michelins of this world. Top 8 teams straight through to the last 16 of the Champions League. The next 16 teams all play off together to join the last 16. The rest of the teams in the tournament, which if my maths is absolutely terrible, which it usually is, I think that's 12 teams, the bottom 12 teams, they are out. And from the last 16 onwards, the competition is as it is at the moment, no change there at all, or if there are any changes, they will be very minimal. The final thing I should have mentioned is that the 4 extra match days that this is creating for the Champions League will be held exclusively for the Champions League. So there'll be no Europa League matches, no Conference League matches, on those weeks. And to take advantage of that and to maximise broadcast revenues, UEFA are going to split those 4 extra match days over Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights and Thursday nights. So if you're watching this video and the one thing you want in your life is Champions League football on a Thursday night, you're about to have your wish. So what has brought about this need for change? The Champions League is so clearly broken at the moment, and maybe part of that is down to the fact that the top leagues are so far ahead of the rest, so let's create an even bigger gap. Well, the need is, of course, money. The current Champions League format brings about 125 games per season, not including qualifiers. The new system will bring about 225, so if my maths is correct, 225 is 100 more than 125. So that's 100 more matches per Champions League season. That's obviously going to bring a lot more money in. It'll mean that the money could genuinely be a game changer for clubs like Celtic. Not just the money though, we'll have 2 extra home sellouts in non-COVID times, which is obviously huge. And also you have 4 extra matches in total to be able to put to new signings to say, rather than we're just giving you 6 top-level Champions League games, we're going to give you a minimum of 10. That's huge for teams like Celtic. So on that topic, will qualification change for countries like Scotland and teams like Celtic? Well, as I hinted at earlier, these changes are yet to be rubber stamped by UEFA. I believe official confirmation is expected at an upcoming meeting, I think on April the 19th, around about that stage of the month. So not long to wait until this is finalised and we'll get the complete plans from UEFA. I'm sure they'll have a 8 or 9 minute video firing out on social media with how this new system is going to work. But for now, we can kind of look at the possibilities, and as much as this has been kind of pitted as something that's going to take away Celtic's opportunities in the Champions League, I actually don't look at it like that at all, and I don't think that's the case at all. UEFA are adding 4 places to the Champions League from 2024. They're not taking away any places. The current group stage of the Champions League has 32 teams. The new league stage, I'm sure they'll come up with a better name, will have 36 teams. So the big issue people have is with the extra 4 places and what UEFA are planning on doing with that. I'll touch on that in a minute, but the key thing to think about all of this is that the current 32 team system is staying to a certain extent. Scotland, due to their performances of teams over the last few years, the winner of next season's Scottish Premiership will almost certainly go straight into the group stage of the Champions League. Now, if Scotland continues to perform like this in Europe, this will stay the same. The winner of the Premiership will go into the new Champions League Super 36 team league. That won't change at all. But as I say, the issue that many people, most notably from smaller countries like Scotland, have with UEFA's new proposal is that the new 4 extra places that they're able to distribute, they've basically given to the top teams and top countries. So this is how they're going to do it. The first extra place will be given to the 5th ranked nation in Europe. Now, at the moment, this is France. Portugal are just behind them. But the moment, think France. They currently get 3 places in the Champions League, straight into the Champions League. They will get a 4th place, bringing them into line with the top 4 nations in Europe: England, Italy, Germany and Spain. The second of the 4 new places that UEFA can give out, they say will go to the domestic champion with the highest historical record that hasn't already qualified for the group stage of the Champions League. Now, who the hell knows what that means? That is just words. What I take from it is that possibly that could be interesting to Celtic in the future if Scotland was to drop a few places in the coefficient and no longer get an automatic place in the group stage, that possibly Celtic could be in line for that. But it's one that's definitely worth keeping an eye on. I'd say for now, certainly in the early years of the Champions League, it probably wouldn't be relevant to us. The final 2 places that UEFA have dished out are perhaps almost certainly the most controversial. They're planning on giving these to top teams who have missed out on qualification to the Champions League through their normal league. Now, think of Liverpool this season. UEFA's plan is to award the 2 top teams in their giant coefficient table who haven't qualified for the Champions League qualification to the Champions League. The only stipulation here is that the 2 teams must have qualified for one of the other European competitions, either the Europa League or the Conference League. So basically, say Real Madrid were to finish 6th or 7th in La Liga one year, UEFA's new system would mean that they would get into the Champions League regardless. I think it's a complete travesty. I just think it's the death of football, etc, etc. I could go on about it all day, but we'll move on. I think that this will be billed as a victory for the big leagues and the big teams in Europe, and a defeat for teams like Celtic, who are big teams from smaller leagues. But to be fair to UEFA, and it's not something I usually am, they aren't taking away Celtic's opportunities. They're just adding more opportunities on to higher leagues. It's kind of irrelevant to us in many ways. At the moment, Celtic have a chance of getting into the Champions League if we win our league. We actually have a chance if we come runner-up in our league. If Scotland continues to perform to the level it's set in the last few years, that will remain the same. And it's a major opportunity for Celtic. We don't know the figures yet in terms of money for this new Champions League, but it will probably be close to double what we're currently looking at. We could be looking at the guts of, 60, 70 million for getting into the Champions League. It's going to create an even wider gap between whoever gets into the Champions League and the rest of Scottish football. Hopefully, for our sakes, we can go on another run of successive league titles, get our dominance back, and really take advantage of the new Champions League system. I think it's exciting. We're going to be in a major league with other teams from Europe, no more group stages, but there's also some drawbacks as well.